Hi everyone, Dr. Chris here, and yesterday someone asked me how I use the tool Asana. Now, for the past several years, I've basically run my entire life through Asana, which is a fantastic project management tool. So, if you're not familiar with what Asana is essentially it's a project management tool that allows teams to plan projects and stay coordinated and keep everybody on the same page. Now, if you look at their pricing, you'll notice something kind of neat, which is they have a free tier for up to 15 team members, which is great because I'm a fantastic team of one. So Asana has been free the entire time I've been using it. They do have a premium tier, which is $10 per month, billed annually. But actually, if you look in here, we'll log in. Let's see if it's going to give us straight to the spot we're looking for. Nope. But essentially, you have to pay for 5 licenses as their minimum thing. So I'm not paying for it. I did try the trial, as you can see by the yellow banner up at the top here. The trial's expiring in a few days. But I'm not going to renew it because I found that I didn't use any of the things that were listed except for one feature. And I'll show you that in a minute. But I really don't think that, well, 2 features, but I really don't think either of them are worth the money per month. So here's the main view in Asana. This is my task list for the day. And let's see what we have. Well, here are the things that just showed up as recurring tasks. They always end up showing up at the bottom. So the first thing I do is, since these are recurring tasks, I'm going to stick those at the top. So let's take a quick tour of Asana. You see here in the center we have our main task list. These are all the tasks that were assigned to me. It is interesting, even if you are the only user, you still have to assign the tasks to yourself, or they don't show up in your My Tasks list, which is great because there are times you don't want to assign things to yourself. So I have a few favorite projects, and then if we scroll down, we see that I have many, many, many more projects. So let's jump into some of these projects, and I'll show you how I use projects in Asana. So the first is just a general list. So here's a project, just random research topics that I'm thinking about, and if something comes up, I'll add it to the list. And if we click on one of these, open educational resources, it doesn't have if you look over on the window to the side, it doesn't have a due date, and it's not assigned to anyone because it's just a list. I could, of course, assign this to myself. I can add a more clear description. And I can also add comments. So another thing that I use projects for, which is not typically a project, is I use it as a template. So here is a template for how I like to approach doing a journal article. So I come up with my initial idea, then I do my initial research, and then I outline. And this is like just a regular article. You know what's even more interesting is the way I do a research project. So this would be an academic journal that I do. So I do similar topic, idea, research, come up with a premise, do the so if I don't right click, if I click the 3 little dots, you have the option to copy the project. So that's the way I use projects as templates. So I'll make a copy of the project, change the name, assign the tasks, give it dates. And so here's a project that I did that with. So I took the research process project, and I'm working on a research project for K-12 virtual reality use. And here's the project in its thing. So the lit review is late, as is the methodology, as is sending it to the IRB. But they all have dates, and they all have, they're all assigned to me. So I use projects pretty loosely with the word. So I have a list of all the active websites that are registered to me. There's quite a few. The stuff that I have, recurring tasks for the university. This right here is probably how I use Asana the most. So in several of these projects, I have recurring tasks. So things like check for things to grade. So this was due yesterday. I actually did this. I just forgot to click it off. It's assigned to me. It's in this group. And if I complete the task, in a moment or two, it'll show back up being due tomorrow. Let's see. Do I have to? Oh, that's already back. Check for things to grade. And so it's due tomorrow. So let's add a new task just for fun. And one of the ways to add a new task is right in the project itself. What should I do for work? Review my projects. Work projects. So this will be assigned to me. And it'll be due the first of the month. And then I have some options here. When you click on this, you can add a due time, and you can also add a repeat. So I'm going to add a repeat, and repeats 7 days after completion. No. Repeats periodically. Let's go 1 month. So then you have some choices here. Every 1 month, the first day of the month. I like that. Scroll down a little bit. I killed it! Repeats the first month. There we go, done. There were a few other options in there as well. So let's say, for example, if I wanted to make sure I checked on student email before noon every day, I could add a due time. And say 12 p.m. So now, that's due yesterday at 12 p.m. But since I did check my student email, both yesterday and today, you can click that off, and in a moment, it'll show it's due tomorrow by 12 p.m. And this is great because this My Tasks view, I like the list view, really works out here. So here's a new task, review work projects. Because it's brand new and not recurring, it shows up here. And if you click this little blue dot, you can mark it for later. Well, yeah, that's next week, so that's later. And it disappears from your today view. When you click on any of these, you get your window to the side. And that's pretty much the first part. You can see there's something else I want to show. When I'm at the gym in the mornings, I will use the app on my phone to organize my day. So I will literally just drag things in their order of importance. So that, and then check announcements, and then see if I have to get anybody. I have to get a syllabus to, I'll probably do that earlier. Social outreach is there. And sort of organize the things. The last thing I use with Asana is this right here. This is a section. So there's a couple of ways that I do this. I typically try to break my workday into sprints. Depending on how the day is structured that day, I sometimes like to make my sprints locations. So let's have a little fun with this. So let's add a section. And this is going to be Adele's Coffee House. I will literally put that up. So that's the stuff I'm going to do at Adele's Coffee House. Now, you can also add tasks here. So I might add order coffee. Don't drink coffee. Order a nice pot of tea. Now, if you add it on your My Tasks list, it automatically assigns the task to you. So add another task. I'll just hit enter. And then, let's see. You can only stay at a coffee house for so long before they start to look at you weird. So after Adele's Coffee House, let's go to Tea Toddler's Tea House. Now, if I want to make this a section, just add a colon at the end. Boom. And then I can drag this. We'll do this here. So we'll do these tasks at Adele's, and then we'll move to teetotalers and do these. And then, yeah, sort of set my day up. For me, the key things are the recurring tasks, where when I set my Asana up originally, I literally took my job description and the faculty handbook, and it was like, faculty will, blah, 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 daily, weekly, monthly. And I put all of those tasks in with the recurrence on whatever the expectation was. And that's pretty much how I use Asana on a daily basis. And so now I'll go through and pound my way through the list. It's great because with someone as ADHD as me, being able to sit for a moment and be like, I forgot what I was doing. Oh, right, I'm working on the credit hour verification form for IDT 610, which sucks, by the way. I hate credit verification forms. Easily come back to what you're doing. Also, when your brain goes a little wacky and you're like, oh, I have all these great ideas for, I don't know, courses I should write or different projects I should do, you can add them to whatever list they happen to be on. So here's an idea for a food-related project I have. And that's kind of it. I don't use the inbox, except sometimes I go in there and archive them every once in a while. Don't use the dashboard. Don't use the calendar. Don't know why it's defaulting to that. But, yeah. That's pretty much it. It's a great tool for staying on top of things. And I love having the app, too, because they sync together. And you're in line at the grocery store. You're like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Boom. It's in the list. And you're done. So I hope this was helpful. And give Asana a good look and see how you can make it work for you. The recurring tasks and the sections really help me out quite a bit. And using that just a few minutes to drag things in the order that I actually want to do them. So, talk with you later. Bye.